5 acres of future bamboo farm over there with his one neighbor in his village.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to our call. It's another edition of Get to Know You. It's our Zoom Up. It's our meetup on Zoom. We're glad you're all here. Olivia, Russ, Katie, Rocky, Ivan, Paul. Glad you're all here. There's actually too many people to name today, but I'm glad you're all here. This is an opportunity for you to get to know more about our real estate investing community, who we are, what we do, why we're so successful, and how you can start getting the benefits that we're currently getting by linking arms with us. And everyone has a story of transformation. Mine came from working on cars and changing oil, and I was a part-time dishwasher also. What a mess I was financially. I was a hard worker, which all of us are. We're hard workers, but what are we working hard on? And that's where I had an entire shift. When I came to one of these groups, I saw the deals they were doing. I saw the way they were treating each other. I saw how everyone was happy and kind. And it totally opened my eyes to a new way of making money, doing business, how to pay off my debt. Long story short, I went from living in a basement, riding a bus and a bike to work, and drowning in student loan debt to paying that off early, saving me $40,000 in interest, owning properties around the country. I now get to basically do what I want with my day. It's been an incredible transformation. I've made millions of dollars doing it. I did work hard and put in the right time to make that happen. But it's not just me that's experiencing it. There's a lot of people. And today we're going to feature a gentleman who is, again, a hard worker, very sincere, very genuine, has had an amazing transformation where he's come from the military background into what he's doing now. And I was helping a ton of other veterans do the same thing in that transformation. So I'm going to turn our call over to our California area leader, Mr. James Leis.
Michael, it's awesome being here. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely, Michael. Well, you're an inspiration based on your youth. You're giving the younger people, something to wish for,
and the older people something to be mad about.
I always like to think about, getting, instead of 18 and maybe being in debt when you're 60, having the cash flow at 25 to retire. That's a mindset. So you've been an inspiration at a very young age. So thanks for being that. And Scooty, I'll bring you into the mix in a minute when in my story, because you were a very influencing factor in what, the transformation of my life. But before I go into it, I want to start with everyone has a dream. And for me growing up, imagine the little kid that is living in the trailer park. He's shorter than everybody else. I was a twin, and as a twin, me and my brother didn't develop as like everybody else did. So when we went to high school, I was 5'3" and 102 pounds at the age of 16 years old. I was driving a Volkswagen Bug and got pulled over because the cop only saw the top of my head. And he goes, "Oh my gosh, you got a license, but you look like you're 12. And so the development of myself living with my mom in a trailer park, not growing up, was something that I did not know that was fuel inside of me until I really started unfolding what was inside of me. And that's basically the start of where I was at. I dreamed of everybody else with their career as I was growing up. We were very less than. And so when I went down to U of Dub, and I walked on that campus 4 times as I was trying to figure out how to get the money to have my dream come true, which is to be a Husky. Well, I couldn't find the money. My brother came home and he goes, "I'm going in the Marine Corps. You want to go with me?" And I'm like, no, we can go in as twins. And I said, "No, I'm going to go get my career. I'm going to go in the Air Force." And I became an electrician. I was an electro-environmental specialist. And I remember after my first 4 years, I was traveling all over the world. I went to Germany. And after coming up to my 4 years, I was completely broke. And the only option I had was either to re-enlist and put in another 4 years or get out and try to start my career. Well, I was scared out of my lits. So I just re-enrolled and re-enlisted. Well, 8 years comes, I still didn't plan to get out, and I was broke again. And my only other option was to re-enlist, and love serving for the greater good of freedom, but I really was looking for more. And as I evolved into, the next 6 years, I started working 2 and even 3 jobs to pay off the debts that were accumulated. And at 32 years old, I had a stroke, a trans ischemic attack, which the right side of my body went paralyzed for 2 hours. I had literally worked 2 and 3 jobs until my body shut down. And at that particular point, I was like, I need to slow down and really figure out how to work smarter. This was what it opened up my world to what can I do? So I started looking at, side hustles. And my side hustle at that particular point was an MLM company. I started selling, and if you remember this, prepaid phone cards, going door to door, selling, building this business. And it really gave me that desire of hope, true possibilities. But I realized after about 3 years of doing that, MLM stands for make little money. Make little money. I'm just putting it out. But I stood on stage in one of those companies and I felt like, oh my gosh, there's dreams out there and hopes and desires. So all of a sudden, and when I was in the military, I was married, and my ex-wife brought home this concept of owning a salon. I'm like, sweet, I have this business mindset. Well, owning a salon and owning a business is not the same as selling a prepaid phone card or a long distance. So I went out there, I raised the capital. It was actually over $20,000. I bought the salon, I got the mortgage. But at the end of that day, at the end of the month, I was always paying the guy that owned the building. And this opened my mind to real estate. Real estate. I'm like, how do you get involved in real estate? I don't have the money for real estate. But as I evolved, I said, well, let me go get my real estate license. I was in the military, I got my license, and I found that after I got my license and I started closing transactions, I was still in the military. And I remember, closing that first check was $7,440. As a part-time hustle, oh my gosh, my mind opened up, but I realized that all my clients were running me to death. I was working the weekends, I was working nights, I was working holidays. So then I thought about, well, what if I got my broker's license? And I said, well, that's going to be very tough. So I partnered with a broker and owned a brokerage as soon as I came out of the military, and I met my wife. I met what was known as success. My wife was a nurse. She was going into economics. She had a major in economics. She was a nurse, pharmaceutical sales, and almost making 6 figures. And she had invested $80,000. And when I met her, I said, okay, you're success. You're everything that I thought was successful. And she goes, let me tell you something about success. I'm $38,000 in student loan debt. I'm house debt poor. I'm car debt poor. And thank God you are in real estate, because something needs to change, because if we don't do this, this is what's going to be crazy. I got to get out of all this debt up to my eyebrows. And I said, okay. So all of a sudden I kept expanding it, and while I was in real estate, I kept hearing fix and flip and buy and holds. And I didn't own any real estate at this point. So this led me to this real estate investing community, where all of a sudden I've traveled to the East Coast. We went to North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, all over building. And all of a sudden I go, you know what? I have to be a real estate investor. And this led me to Chicago. Scott, I remember walking into your office. And I want to bring that point back, because you gave me the vision of what I could not see with anything I had done up to this point. You gave me the vision and the clarity, and then directions on what I should do when I came back to California. Do you remember when I was at your office and you were introducing me to this kids? I think they were 23 years old, 24. They were in the office right behind you, and they were flipping houses. They were buying. And I was like, how do I do that? You remember that, Scott? was one of the most impactful times of my life that you said, James, this is how we do it. We build teams.
For the
We-
folks on the phone, I do remember it. We rode in the Lambo.
We rode in the Lambo. He gave me the business plan of what it takes to raise capital and put that into a business plan. And he said, James, go back and build your team. Build your team around real estate investing. And I said, okay. So I came back to Sacramento, started building my team. And all of a sudden, 2012 was what changed my life. I did my first real estate fix and flip. I had realized a $39,000 check on a fix and flip that absolutely was most amazing. So I started building my community with the referral of the education, started building it and getting paid. And then all of a sudden, what happened was somebody brought a real estate deal. I connected the money. The deal came in, we put the construction people on it, and 91 days later, $39,000 came in, and my mind was blown. There was a new possibility, a new world on the other side, and that was my new reality. And then all of a sudden, a buy and hold property came in where I negotiated a reverse mortgage all the way down to $33,500. Raised $100,000 at 12% from somebody's retirement account, put it into my buy and hold portfolio that is now that property's over $300,000. And just by doing that, I realized how to go into buy and hold. And then all of a sudden, another short sale transaction comes in. I raise another 100 grand at 12%. I buy another property that's cash flowing almost $1,960. And that was at $85,000 acquisition. That property is now worth over $400,000. See, this was the reality of what I had done, is I had realized how to connect the dots. See, real estate is a team sport. You gotta have properties, you gotta have money for the deals, and you gotta have people to work on the deals. And all of a sudden, this community of glue was what we were creating. And we were creating it all across the entire United States. And over 6.5 years, my brother kept watching me. He's like, we're twins. Hey, James, wait for me. We're twins. I was like, you got that corporate job, that job in corporate America. You're a construction guy. You make over six figures. He goes, no, I want to be like you. I want to be free. I want financial freedom. And I was like, look, we need to build a community down in San Jose. So all of a sudden we put together his deal. In the second month, he wrote a $1.1 million contract where he was in need of $22,000. He became part of our community, wrote an offer, and sold it and split $50,000 in his third month. Now, family had now brought it into the next family. And Rick, I want him to come in and share his story, because in the last 3 years, he just had his first, and I'm gonna say results not typical, he just had his first $100,000 month in January of this year. See, when you're the ripple effect, you have no idea the people that are watching you. And my family members started watching me, and people started going, and I just fast forward, we just got done 4 years ago. My wife loves to ski. So when she gave up corporate America, we paid off all the student loan debt and the car debt and all that other crap that just overwhelmed all of it. I mean, in our family, we were like, we're going to travel. We're going to go and we're going to travel the world. And we are at a great point where one of the vacation condos that we had 4 years ago, we purchased for $185,000. I used no money, no credit. A year and a half, I refinanced it, used the HELOC strategy of the first position. It was now our bank account. 4 years later, we've been cash flowing that on average $2,000 to $4,000 a month. And at the end of the year, right now, we just got done selling that for $400,000. And we put all of that income that we made right into our business bank account. Now, the business has to go buy me a new vehicle. So Scott knows this. And the business has to go buy a home office where we're going to go travel around the entire United States, seeing all the communities, seeing the properties, seeing the people. And we are now going to transition. We're now leaving next week to go to Vegas. We're now leaving to be on the road. We are traveling and we're living our dream without the stress of what started this dream. See, I want dreams for everybody, and our real estate community brings that to anyone that brings the desire, because we have the system It's proven with all of the people that we have evolved and success stories. I love what you guys are both doing, Scooty and Michael, bringing this on. We have 365 days of testimonials we can bring on this. And I said, hey, let me take this person, because this is never going to stop. We have more testimonials of people transforming their life. And that's what I call the transition, the path from military to millionaire. And millionaire is not the terminology of the amount of money. It's what it means to be free. What does freedom mean to you? And it starts with a dream.
You know what I'm afraid of?
Go ahead, Scooty.
I feel this. I've had this vision of you parking your RV in front of my house, almost like Christmas Vacation, right?
No, I'm going right out there. So Michael has a neighbor.
Oh yeah, no, you got another one. He's parking anywhere. Park it out there somewhere. If you guys don't know, Michael, you're 32 now, right?
I am 32. Yep.
32, living on 265 acres that he owns in Tennessee, baby. That's awesome.
Beautiful thing, man.
Hanging out with Sasquatch. That's why I'm going there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll find him.
I'm in a ghillie suit.
Well, cool.
All right.
man.
Well, I appreciate you, man. And for everybody else that's listening and still hanging on here, we have events that you can get to. Get back in touch with the person who invited you. We have a regional event that's a national regional event going on this week that you can actually be a part of. If you'd like to see some of, there are some players that are going to be training on Friday. And then there's individual events happening all over the country for regions. And so if you want to get back in touch with the person inviting you, say, you know what, I'd like a taste of what this community really feels like. You're going to get a fantastic taste this weekend. We do have intro meetings. We have property tours that happen weekly, but once this year, you're going to have a chance to actually be part of this national regional thing we did. And we say national regional because of COVID. Normally there's 6 regionals, but they're doing it all online for Friday. And it's going to be, we call it trench warfare, people making lots of money working from home. If you'd like to meet those people and learn from those people, Friday would be a great day. And then pick a region, pick a group that you want to hang out with this week, and get back in touch with the person invited. They could probably guide you. Michael, anything else?
Yep. Stay in touch with us. If you'd like to come back tomorrow, it's the same link that you got today. Come back at the same time, same channel, hear another story. And we're excited to feature you at some point in the future as you transition into your better version. And we're excited to be on this journey with you. So get back with whoever invited you here. Get the link for this weekend's events. Scott said there's house tours and a couple other intro sessions. So you can really find out who we are, get the nitty gritty behind the scenes info that you need so you can take back your existence and start living dreams. So thanks, everybody.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.